right then.
Hey, all right.
How you doing? Yeah,
All
really
right.
good episode last night. Picard, season 3, episode 8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
episode 8. I actually had a bit of a. I was looking on the sort of description of it on Amazon Prime, and it said in this final chapter, and I was like, "Oh, is it the last episode?"
Uh,
But yeah, I got that wrong. It was talking about the series as a whole, so we still have
uh,
another 2 after this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been a bit shit, wouldn't it? If
I
they'd
know. Yeah, that's
stopped
what I
it
thought.
right then.
Well, there's no
Yeah.
way they're going to fit all of this in one episode.
Yeah.
So,
I'm really
but
hoping I'll do another one now because this is a really good episode.
it was really good. Yeah, it was really good.
It started off with Vadik
Yeah.
on the ship, doing a bit of monologuing,
Yeah.
getting a bit powerful, turning everything off so they couldn't, all of the communications and visuals and all that stuff was all shut down.
Yeah.
And she wants to get hold of Jack.
It was. It's weird. I just watched that bit, and there's a really great bit where she's closing down all the monitors and stuff, like you say. She's taking away their ears and their eyes, and she's all waxing lyrical and shit. And like she's got all the crew lined up in the bridge, like with guns pointed at their heads, sort of thing. And one of them's crying, obviously, but like because you do that. And then she's walking around, and she's got the intercom on, and all you can hear is like people being murdered, like like this.
Yeah,
And she's doing this thing. She's going
dancing. Yeah,
like,
to
almost
the
conducting the
chaos.
sound. She's like, there it is. She's such a great character.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's proper, just like she's like the cat that got the cream. She's like, yes, this is exactly the plan. Just totally went to the plan. That was really, really good.
Yeah. And then Jack sort of tries out his new powers sort of
Yeah.
by himself. And then the guy that he's taken over gets shot in the chest, so that didn't go too well.
No.
And then it goes no, and then it goes quickly to Will and Deanna, who are prisoners aboard the Shrike.
Yeah.
I didn't know
She,
if they were on the Shrike, actually. I didn't know if they'd been like captured by somebody else.
no, it wasn't clear in the last episode, was it?
No.
But obviously they were. But
I mean,
then,
it's handy. It's handy that they're on the Shrike, which is just
yeah.
a hop, hop, skip,
Again,
and a trot over
yeah,
the
and
way.
again, pretty much unattended as
Yeah.
well. Like they're just sitting there, fucking like she's just going on about him being an arsehole, and he's saying, that you're messing with my brain during the grief of my, stuff like that. So, and she's like, I just wanted to make things better, and he's like, that's not fair. So that was sort of like
Yeah.
a tiny
Well, I
spat.
kind of got her point as well because I thought, well, that's a bit out of order when he
Yeah.
said that you did something to my brain. But then I thought, well, she's an empath. She's got his pain, her pain,
Yeah,
the
she did
kids'
say that.
pain. You know
But
what I
then,
mean?
yeah,
And
but
it's
that
just
was
like
it.
maybe it's got a bit too much. Do you know what I mean?
But that's the thing, isn't it? Her excuse is kind of like, I mean, you see this with everyone in modern society. She's basically like, my pain is worse than yours.
It is though.
Therefore,
She has got like 3 times where, well, she's got more,
but
hasn't she?
but it doesn't dismiss his, and you can't
Oh,
take away.
yeah, I know. I
Right.
think she was sorry for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was actually kind of like, yeah, bitch, fucking like sticking your finger and stirring up his bloody brain.
It was a chat they needed to have because they obviously hadn't got. Well, I mean, I don't know if you ever go over the loss of a kid.
It was still pretty lovey-dovey and shit.
Oh yeah. So they've worked that out, but it's nice they said the words, did that, told us all, showed us all that they'd, they've been having a shit time, and now they're, had a bit of a chat. It's all right. And then there was, we go back to the bridge of the Titan, and Seven and Shaw are having an argument because she opened the door because she didn't want him to die, and he was having to go at her because that's not what a Starfleet officer would have done. Anyway,
yeah, I mean, I think they put that there because I don't know if they added that after people sort of like saying, Seven is just sort of running rampant, running riot, rampant. But like, I mean, he kind of needed to be said. I think he was right to say that. But like, she was kind of like, I mean, she did sort of like pause when he said it's about accepting consequences, and she was sort of like,
yeah.
but
I
like,
mean, I think sometimes they're doing these bits because they're paying these actors a bit of cash to be in the episode. Do you know what I mean? So they need to get some screen time.
but they need to
them,
sort of like, interact. And I mean, to be honest, that's why I like Shaw and Seven, and even this kind of like idea that won't happen, that people are saying they should have their own show. I kind of think it would be interesting
They could
because like
easily do another
they're not going to
Picard
get on.
now.
Yeah.
I mean, now that it's got to this, this episode was particularly good,
It was
and they've
good.
had so much baggage with the last 2 seasons, and they've done so well. I noted down the name of the writer this time. It was Matt Okamura. He was the writer for this one and the last one, I think. I've seen his name before as well, but I don't know if he's written the
Do you know
whole
what
thing.
I was thinking this morning as well, is that I wonder if I think the cast maybe have a bit more influence on this this season, because I think you've got to remember, because Jonathan Frakes directed to at least 3 episodes so far, I think, or at least 2.
He's directing all kinds of stuff. I've seen his name on like crime shows. I've seen his name on. Yeah, he's all over the shop.
But like when Star Trek was sort of in trouble 20 years ago with the movies, like Jonathan Frakes stepped in, and he did his first one he did was First Contact, and we were all like, he's going to direct it, and it was brilliant. It was really
he's a
good
director.
And it was perfect Star Trek, and it had this sort of fucking prequel thing, back in time thing, but like it was just part of the story, and they did it well. Because if it was just about that, I just wouldn't have watched it. Let's have a TV show about the beginning of the Federation. No, not interested. Want to advance.
I want to see.
The point I was trying to make is that I think the point it's trying to make is just that I think Jonathan Frakes has had like a massive impact on Star Trek and kept it alive.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I kind of think that maybe he knows it inside out. It's totally his thing.
Of course it is.
He's a Trekkie as well as being part of it. So I think it seems like no, they wouldn't do that. They would do this. I hope that's the case, because it's nice to sort of see some old people still have some input and make something good. Do you know what I mean? For one thing, do you know what I mean? The man. But I mean, no, it was a great episode.
Yeah, it was a good episode.
It was a great episode. Yeah, so she's murdering everyone.
Yeah. She killed off the Vulcan woman.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad I didn't bother to remember her name, because
Vulcan woman, I think it was. Yeah. Strong Vulcan woman.
Vulcan lady.
Vulcan lady.
But, she gets. Unfortunately, she gets.
Yeah, that was a shame. We didn't know much about her.
Yeah. So, this all sort of transpires because Jack tries his power again in this episode when he confesses to his mum and his dad, Jean-Luc, that he's got these powers. And I thought, like, when they were going into it, I thought, are they just going to sort of do this for 20 minutes now while people go, don't be silly, you haven't got that power. Yes, I have. Here's the proof.
Going on in the background.
Blah, blah, blah. But they got over it real quick. It was like me walking into my mum's house tomorrow and saying, Mum, I can read minds and I can take over people. And she goes, oh, do you want a cup of tea, love? Let's go to shop then.
No time for that.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It was done and dusted, which probably if you were reading it in a book, it would take a few pages. But I'm glad they just, exactly. everyone's accepting it. It's fine. Yeah, it's done. And then I think we go back to Will and Dan again.
And and all of a sudden,
good moment again. Worf's getting all the really good moments, isn't he?
He is. He had a funny moment later on. We might talk about that later.
He's got a little theme tune, I noticed this time, because like when he turns up, it goes like French horns and shit. Do you know what I mean? It's like a full orchestral horn section. Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, no, it's a good little theme tune for him, because it sort of like brings up to mind I don't know, like sort of
like riding into battle with a
riding into battle with
Tally-ho!
Yeah, tally ho, all that kind of shit. So yeah, Knight to the Round Table, all that kind of shit. Do you know what I mean? That sort of exactly. So
straight a fucking with his signature move, back
yeah,
left through the back.
Yeah, stabbing him not only through the sternum but through the fucking vertebrae as well. Do you know what I mean? That's power. That is.
Yeah, but it's just like I mean, he's becoming quite fond of like stabbing people in the back when they're not expecting it, aren't we?
Yeah, no, it's good. That's good. I like it. I like it.
Did it disappear or did it fall to the floor? Because there's still inconsistencies about how these things die, isn't it? Sometimes they just turn to a crisp and disappear, and other times they just go thump.
Yeah, and actually, do they have spines and sternums? I don't know, but
is it just goo? Yeah, exactly. Yes, it's still inconsistencies there.
But,
Literally.
But I suppose if
that's good.
I suppose if I think he's dead. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. But then again, I suppose if they are the type that Vadik is, I mean, there's got to be some kind of like rule. If you take on something's shape, I mean, and you're copying the organs, the bone structure, and all the rest of it, and you get hurt in that shape, then that should be the consequence of taking that shape.
Maybe.
Do you know what I mean?
I
mean, if you decide to have a spine and you know what I mean, and a sternum, then when you get hit with a back left, then I would imagine that would be pretty much it. If they're going for the human thing, but were they going for human? I mean, like if that was me, I'd have my heart over here. I'd put my heart in me, sleeve over here. Put my lungs somewhere, maybe in the back of my head. You know what I mean? So, like, if you get stabbed,
we're not sure what race they're supposed to be or whatever.
No, they look kind of a bit. Actually, do you know what they look a bit like? Mass Effect, Garrus.
Do a bit,
yeah. Look a little bit like that, sort of, kind of a bit.
But again, there's only one of them. Like, there's no one else on the fucking ship.
Yeah,
I mean, they kill one guy, and it's like, right, let's go.
They did kind of explain it by saying that they've all disappeared, because like Deanna said, I can feel them all off the ship.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, she says it's just one sentence, and she says, I can feel like they've gone off to the other ship. There's like, because she can feel things, right? So, but she does say in this one that she can't read their minds, but she can feel them. Can feel their emotions and stuff like that, which is good enough, right?
Yeah, better than nothing.
Better than nothing. I can't remember where we were now. So Jack tries his power, does the red eye thing, gets into the Bajoran guy, and you think, oh, he's going to die. And there's a crying lady. I'm not sure what species she is. The comms lady. Anyway, they end up
mildly green.
Yeah, I thought maybe some kind of like water planet. No, Marina.
She's the one that was crying. Maybe that was her. Maybe that's just how she breathes.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
I'm not
crying.
What are you talking about? I'm not crying.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
There was a similar alien on Voyager. Actually, that was a water planet, and they had like nostrils up here and things, and they were mottled green. That was quite a good episode. Anyway,
you think they'll have them on the top of their heads, really, like whales and dolphins and stuff. If you've evolved,
if they're mammals,
planet. You know what I mean?
Because not actually fish.
Having your nostrils up here is not much of an advantage than having them here. To be fair, is it? Like you maybe sit an inch below the water.
I suppose they have to be on their back, wouldn't it? They'd have to have nostrils on their back.
You can look down below you. You're not going to lie on the surface of the water like that.
No, you'd be dead to rights if an eagle saw you or something, or equivalent.
Come down and grab you by the nostrils.
Yeah,
pull you out of the water.
I saw something on the internet the other day, and this was the eagle that attacked a wolf and killed it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like I know people say birds are lovely and everything, but sometimes they're not.
No, exactly. They've got a darkness in them.
Yeah, raptors, man.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Anywho, so Worf turns up. Awesome moment.
Well, it's good.
They had a little bit of a chat with Deanna, quite funny.
Raffi, obviously.
No, Raffi's there, yeah.
Raffi turns up brilliant with 2 swords.
And then that's later, though. Yeah.
Oh, is it later?
That's later. Yeah. But Raffi's on, right, so they're on a strike. Will and Deanna are having a chat. They get over things, it's fine. Worf turns up. And then they go, we've got to go and see something. And they go and see Picard's body, his human body. And it's had the parietal lobe taken out of it, which has been infected by the Irumodic syndrome.
Yeah, still don't know.
Yeah, still
really
don't know.
Do we, what that's all about?
Maybe it's to do with all the parietal lobes. Probably that's how Jack can read people's minds or do stuff with them. Maybe that, whatever. We don't know. But they've decided to nick him, take part of his brain out, have a look at that. Raffi's downloaded the data from that, and they all escape back onto the Titan, where Jack's turned up now, saying that, look, I've got to save everybody, and I'll be the distraction. Oh yeah, Data. Fuck's sake, Data.
Yeah. So that was great.
That was great. Yeah, with Law, and I thought it actually made sense as well. Giving him parcels of information to take over the system. That is exactly how you can hack something.
Yeah, I thought that was good, actually. Yeah. That was very much like an old sort of Star Trek episode. And I kind of think like Data sort of represents, like, he was something that you kind of didn't really have in the original series. But like he was he kind of represents the philosophical aspect of Star Trek, right?
Yeah.
Because it's all quite often quite metaphysical, isn't it? Because they're very much like, is he a human being? Is he alive? And if he is, and he seems like he is it just literally a matter of complexity, and that's all that consciousness is? And if so, is that just what we are? There's always like these deep questions in Star Trek about that sort of stuff, like, what are we? What's our purpose? That sort of thing, and the unknown. And I think Data sort of like, he kind of represents that because they're trying to understand themselves, sort of stuff.
Of
but it was really great that they were just like, okay, we're going to remove this partition and just let them fight it out. Data and Law.
I did find it a bit funny that the actual partitions on the screen were physical. Yeah. They were like a wall.
Yeah. So, go.
But I thought the way that they did it really made sense. It was like you're giving packages of information over to a different system, and it's taking over. Yeah. Makes sense.
Exactly, and it was. Did you see the first one he held over was a hologram of Tasha Yar?
Yeah. And then Spot the cat was the last one.
Spot, it was quite moving.
Yeah. And then even at the end, and he embraced his dying brother, and his dying brother said goodbye, brother, as well. Yeah. And it was sad. It was obviously mental. You know what I mean? But
exactly.
You couldn't have him. You couldn't have him around, sort of thing.
But then we had a sort of like the perfect integration, because you had now Data is sort of almost completely human.
Yeah.
Because his first thing, isn't it, is, I think Geordie says something to him, and he goes, "No time for that."
Contractions.
I think that was after. But then he basically just addresses the cat. He addresses the crew, doesn't he? Data just off his own bat.
And and it's not a usual Data.
Yeah, no, because
chatty he says, thing.
What does he say to that woman? He says, if anyone's listening, for example, monologuing protoplasms.
That's right,
bastard.
Yeah.
Totally like taking the piss. And you're like, okay, right, that's But and everyone's more comfortable around Data now, because you can have a laugh and a joke with him, which I thought was kind of weird. Like, thank Christ.
Yeah.
Like, is he going to be? It's not really the same person, is he? And I think he's
not the same. Yeah. Well, the contractions is important because it came up in one of the episodes in TNG with when I think it was Law Data Law, I think it's called, and when Law turns up, and they could sort of figure out who's who, but because Data didn't use can't or shouldn't, he'd use should not, cannot, so you couldn't use the contraction. So that's how they figured it out, sort of thing.
Good, a good little hark back.
Yeah, exactly.
They've done really well, sort of like linking everything to Picard.
Such a good job. Such a really good. The
guy,
Matt.
It was good watching Geordie and Data talk, because it really sort of felt like the old episode where there was always like those two sort of arguing about stuff, not arguing, but like talking about stuff down in engineering and stuff and bouncing ideas off each other. They were always doing that, so it was it felt.
Yeah,
they both
it was good.
Kind of quite like they were enjoying that and felt very young, I thought,
Yeah.
They were having a great time.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice.
Nice to have friends.
So anyway, Data gets back control of the ship. Jack's on the bridge with a weapon, unknown weapon, and having a bit of a chat with Vadik. And then Worf and Raffi, Riker and Deanna turn up, and all comes together quite nicely.
Yeah.
So obviously, I think Jack obviously had a word with John Luke earlier and said, "Look, this is what we're going to do. I'll take this," and they'd obviously pre-arranged to, vacate,
blow the airlocks.
Blow the airlocks on the bridge, which is new, I think. I mean, that's kind of new, isn't it?
It seems a weird thing to have, like a. Was it like he said something like emergency hatch or something, didn't he?
Yeah, emergency hatch on the bridge.
It was a bit dangerous having him on there, to be fair.
Well, it's a weakness, isn't it? I mean, if you're going to get blown in the face with a proton missile or whatever, that's going to be a bit of a weak spot. And anywho, we're going to go with it because it was a good moment. I don't think Vadik's coming back.
I know, and I was kind of shocked by that.
Yeah,
it's like, I thought she was going to get sucked up into the Shrike and just chilled out, thawed out.
Yeah,
and then I mean that may still happen. That's what I thought. I thought, she's in smithereens, but that that didn't stop Terminator 2.
And also in the lab, that non-scientific lady was whacking bits of amber glass with a hammer.
Yeah.
And they survive that, and you think, oh, maybe, but then the ship blows up, and I'm thinking, she's not coming back.
Riker just goes, who was it actually? No, it's Shaw, because we missed a bit there, because like Shaw was like getting to the turbo lift, and like they all get in, because
and then Seven comes that way,
and then Seven just walks out, and instead of shooting her, they just go, okay, fine, like Vadik and that. It made no sense again. She's like, I'm accepting consequences. And sure, you can see in his head, he's like, no, you're just doing what you fucking want again. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't understand why she did it.
No. Because she just stood there surrounded by all the changelings. Like, okay.
I mean, the weapon that was in Jack's hand was a shield, wasn't it? With air in it and stuff, right?
Also reminded me of Mass Effect. There's that great one in Mass Effect 3, isn't it? When you've got the sorcerer woman who holds up the barrier, and you've got to go through that whole level where you've got to stay in the barrier.
When on that ship, that's a good moment.
That great woman.
Anywho, but then, like, I don't know why Seven did that. Maybe they had to get her on the script, get her some screen time, something like that.
But so then.
Yeah, and then a final parting words are fucking solids, which I thought was Vadik's final words. Yeah,
racist.
Fucking solids.
Yeah, the solidest that is.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, but I don't think she's coming back.
No, and I think that's a shame. But then we don't know. I mean, anything could happen.
I mean, if anyone's got like a space hoover to just suck her up. Probably she's like a vampire. Maybe they can reconstitute with like a drop of blood or something.
Maybe she's well, I don't know, because maybe there's bits of her everywhere. I mean, I don't. If they hadn't blown the ship up, I would have thought she's coming back. But I mean, she may still. Maybe there's copies of her or something. I don't fucking know. I wish she would, because I thought she's definitely like a best villain we've had for ages.
Yeah, she's great.
But then Riker just goes, oh no, sorry, Seven. She just goes, Shaw says, okay, do what you want. And she goes, just destroy it like that. And they just go, bang, and it's just gone. instantly. Like, oh, that was easy. Why didn't you do that before? Why didn't they? Why couldn't
Yeah.
they do it before? I don't know.
Unless Worf had like got rid of all the shields and everything, then
Yeah, possibly.
whatevs. I'm going with it.
Yeah, we're going with it.
So now they're all on the ship. Deanna perceives a darkness.
Oh yeah, because she does that sort of thing. I feel a darkness. Anything else? Or where's it coming from? Anything helpful?
Anything else?
Yeah, we're all feeling a bit of darkness. Like, it's not fucking news, is it?
No. She said it was ancient and weak. So I'm thinking, I don't know. Well, because they said about it not.
Like,
Well,
to me.
They said about in Picard there was this anomalous form that wasn't the Iremodic disease, right? Yeah. And so he's dead, and then he got his old body, but for some reason they're only interested in his parietal lobe. Maybe the anomalous form was in the parietal lobe. I don't know. I don't know if Picard was overtaken by an alien. I said I was going to look into all of his past episodes to see what alien it could be, but it might be something completely new.
Has he ever had a mind meld?
Because I don't know if that'd do it though.
You know that Spock.
I feel like this is another creature.
Right, but I was going to say, because I mean, in the Star Trek 2, at the end of Star Trek 2, Spock touches Kirk and goes, "Remember," doesn't he? But he
but that's to go back to the planet, isn't it?
Yeah, he puts some part of him in Kirk's brain, and he starts going mad. And then that's what kind of starts off the third movie, isn't it? He's like, "I've got to go back. I know."
Yeah.
He knows. So I wonder
he takes over.
If Picard has got some extra personality that he's been put in it. I don't know if that's if he's ever had.
I don't know if it's happened to Picard and he's passed it on to his son, who's now got it, or it's like I don't know. But anyway,
I still don't know.
But that's
interesting.
We still don't know.
Actually,
We don't know.
We still don't know, because she said at the beginning of the episode or the end of the last episode, now we're going to let you know who you really are, or something like that. And
the red door. The red door reminds me of that Insidious movie.
Yeah.
The demons behind it.
Reminds me of that House on Haunted Hill, whatever that was on recently, a couple of years ago. It was really good. Yeah.
So now we get to find out what's going on in his brain, because we've only got 2 episodes left.
Yeah, exactly. So they're like, Frontier Day is hours away.
That's right. That's Georgie.
It's still going ahead, and still no one knows what's going on.
Yeah, I might still have a look at Picard's old episodes just in case he was taken over by something that he could have passed on to his son, perhaps. But I don't see how that would work. Or maybe like a consciousness that he took on and passed on. That would make more sense, rather than being a physical blob inside the brain. So like a consciousness that he's passed on. So I might have a look at that.
Yeah.
See if that gives us any clues. But it might be something completely new.
Yeah. There was a bit there. We talked about Raffi, like she goes a bit bonkers with the old knives, but I think she beams in, or she just turns up behind a group of them, and she goes, "Hello, boys," like that. And I was like, "How do you know they're boys? Like, you don't know, do you? Really?" It's a bit, and it's assuming someone's gender like that. But then I wonder, if they were all women, would she have just mercilessly killed them all? And then while one of them was on the floor,
you're overthinking it, man.
I know I am. Yeah, it's just for fun. Yeah. But then also she kills one, and then she just stands over it, looking at it like that. Yeah, fucking stay down. But while she's doing that, like another one turns up behind her with a fucking gun.
Because she can do that, can't she?
Yeah, but Worf shot her in the end. But like, if he hadn't been there,
she's enjoying herself. Let her
I know she is. Yeah. Hello, boys. Shluff, shluff, shluff.
They did look masculine to me.
Sorry, that's my alarm.
I mean, it wasn't Dylan Mulvaney in an outfit. They were guys. They were men. Yeah. So.
Well, we don't know. I mean, we don't know, do we? We can't just judge people on their appearance. But yeah, hello, boys.
Yeah.
If one of them had said,
I think it was valid. She's enjoying herself. Why not? I think.
Exactly. If it makes it easier for her to kill them.
It did seem a bit like out of place. It did seem a little bit out of place. I mean, what's Worf doing? Go and have a fag, is he? Or is he just having a quick fag round the corner or something while she's doing all the work?
Yeah. Just waiting so that he can come up behind someone and kill them again.
Pull
He
your
just kills
thumb
everyone
out,
from behind
Worf.
there. Yeah. Can't you kill someone from the front, Wolf, like a fucking warrior? Shooting people in the back or stabbing them in the back all the time.
Anyway, it was a nice moment. I mean, it did seem
Yeah.
a bit weird that it was in there, but I thought, I'd give everybody a go. Why not?
Got to keep them.
Got to give them airtime.
Kids got to do their lines.
But no, it's nice. It was nice. It was nicely choreographed, and it looked like she could use two knives. I think if I was going to be a warrior, I'd think I'd go for the long daggers.
Yeah, sure. I think I'd be, I don't know.
Maybe an archer as well, because I'm,
stealthy archer.
Stealthy archer with like dual daggers.
In space.
Yeah. In space.
We should have that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I reckon probably guns would be better.
Guns, yeah. Why didn't I think of that? I don't know why people aren't using guns. Why aren't you using a fucking gun?
We've all got.
I don't know. I don't know. You're right. You're completely right.
But we. So after all that, we have like a sort of sit down in the ready room back with the whole cast, which was quite good. And Data's sort of like, they're all like, "Wow, you're back, and now we can talk to you without you making us uncomfortable anymore." And he's just like, "Cheers," and but they're all saying how much they love each other and stuff. And Deanna's saying to Bev, "I often talk to you when you're not here." Kind of weird, but all that kind of stuff. And then Worf makes a little speech, which was quite funny, but it's actually escaped me now what he says.
He says something about I've decapitated a lot of people in my time, and I thought about sending you a trophy, but I was told it was passive aggressive.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, that was really, really good.
He's the best thing in it at the moment. He's great.
It's weird. I'm kind of worried that you're kind of like they're making him into a joke, but like he's not really. I mean, I think
he's still a badass.
Yeah, and it's interesting because that's like what they did. Always done really well with Worf. He is a different species. He's not a human being.
Yeah.
His the way he sees the world is completely fucking different from ours. It's just violence, but he's kind of evolved like as an individual. Do you know what I mean? Like the Klingons are fucking mental.
Yeah.
They're just absolutely mental. They've always been mental, even though you can reason with
the women
them.
are mental, the men are mental. You go on the ship, and if you disagree with somebody, you kill them.
Yeah,
I mean, that's literally it.
Exactly. Yeah, they're all fucking mental, but they're so similar to us in most ways that you can kind of get on with them, but it's always like a real trial. So it's quite funny that he's sort of like become all sort of zen and shit. Like he's like completely one of a kind Klingon. The rest of them, I mean, he's sort of an outcast anyway, isn't he?
Yeah, House of Moog, isn't it?
He hangs around too much with the the other ones, the humans.
But he did get a house. He did get a house in DS9.
Yeah.
There was a General Martok. He became part of that house in the end because he's he's Worf and he's awesome. So
what happened to his son? He had a son.
He did, yeah. I'd totally forgotten about him, but his son
was kind of more human, and he was trying to teach him how to be a Klingon and stuff. But he was like, "I just want to paint flowers."
His son's mother was half Klingon, half human, so she wasn't a complete Klingon, although she looked complete. Really attractive lady they picked for that role, by the way. She looked like she must have been 6 foot as well, really Amazonian. But she was in it, and they didn't get on, and she told them that they had a bit of a they had a fling, and she had a kid and didn't tell him, and then he turned up later when he was like 15, but you could tell he was more human than Klingon, and he was trying to be a Klingon on a Klingon ship, and they were just all taking the piss out of him. It's quite hard to watch actually, but and his dad was trying to sort of protect him, and that wasn't the Klingon way. You don't, you fight your own battles and all that kind of thing. But they sorted it out in the end.
Yeah, but I thought it was quite an interesting. Yeah, it was an interesting character, the kid, because he was kind of really sort of human and sensitive and stuff. But then occasionally he'd be like,
yeah. Well,
sort
I
of
mean, like
occasionally.
Worf's mum is human, or he was adopted by humans, wasn't he? Worf as a
He
kid.
was, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
so he's
Oh yeah,
not
we met them a few times. They were just a really nice old couple, and he was just like sort of like they were always telling off, and
mother,
he's like, "Yes, mother."
father.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really like Wolf. You know, I think he's
Yeah, he's a
like,
great character, and
but
he's
like,
he is about. I
but
can't
again,
stop
he's
doing
like,
it now.
he's yeah, it's very good. That's why.
Yeah,
But like again, he's sort of like he knows that he has to sort of keep his, the parts of himself that are bonkers. He has to sort of keep them in check, or kind of, he
yeah. Well,
knows because in
Balana
order
had
to
a
get
whole
things
thing
done.
with that. I mean, I think
Yeah,
her dad was human and her mum was Klingon, and she had this thing where she really didn't like her Klingon half
yeah,
because
that's
it.
right.
I mean, shows like she's in, an engineer and stuff, so it's all science and everything. But then there's part of her that's just like wants to rip people's heads off and
Yeah.
and things like that. And then
They did take it out of her, didn't they? There was an episode where they split her into two people,
they did,
one
yeah,
human and one full human and one full Klingon. In the end, she was like, no.
yeah, and
She
they
was just like,
both, yeah,
of everything, absolutely terrified.
yeah, the strength they've got and
Yeah.
like the mental, the willpower and everything the
I,
Klingons
did
have got. Yeah, you
did they
couldn't be
have to
without
like?
her.
Were they in peril and they had to work together as a team
Yeah,
in order to save themselves? And then they
yeah, that
realised that
happened.
they needed each other,
But
and that was it. Yeah,
there was
I
also
thought
an
that was quite
episode
good.
that they did quite a bit of Klingon past. Actually, they did one
Yeah,
with she had to go on the barge of the dead.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was a really good episode, and like she really didn't like her mum, and she really hated the Klingon part of it. It was like real racism,
Yeah,
and in the end, she sort of learned to accept it, and it was really well done. That
it was. Yeah, I loved
Roxanne
that.
Dawes, isn't it? Roxanne Dawes,
Yeah,
yeah, she's a really good actress.
I love all that stuff about again, like we were talking about philosophy with data. What does it mean to be human? But like it's the same. All that stuff is the same. It's really interesting.
Yeah,
It's not
what's
all
it
just
like to
like
be a
fighting and
Vulcan? What's it like to be a Klingon?
what. Yeah, who
But,
are we? It's exploring who
yeah,
you are and like how life is difficult and you're not never going to be happy with who you are, but
you
you
strive to
make
be,
you're
yeah,
meant
you
to.
strive to
I
do
don't know.
better, yeah,
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 exactly. I love all that stuff, and that it's just it's great seeing all that. So I really like New Evolved
yeah,
Wharf. I really like New Evolved Data.
yeah,
They've
yeah,
done really well in sort of like making the characters sort of interesting again. Not that they weren't interesting,
yeah,
but
yeah,
like they've updated it, which is
yeah,
great. It's only like Picard, really. I mean, apart from being positronic, he's sort of the same. Riker's the same,
yeah,
but like that's why Riker is there. I think because he's a solid presence, isn't he? And like
yeah.
I don't know.
I
I could
think
be wrong
we've
about
pretty
that.
much done it, really.
I'm just trying to think if there's anything else in there that was.
So what we're looking forward to
No,
really is finding out what Jack's about, and they've got to do in the next episode. They can't just sort of do a filler on the next episode and then bang it all out in the last
I
episode.
think
Because
there's a lot to do. Yeah, like
yeah,
if it's just going to be like if Vadik is gone,
yeah.
and is the plan going to still go ahead? I mean, what is the fucking plan?
Well, I
I
think
mean,
she's
if
only
it,
part of her whole.
yeah,
I mean, there was that demon head thing that she cut her hand off to speak to.
yeah,
So,
but like, I mean, is Picard? Are they going to basically change into a version of Picard, a changeling that
I
is so
don't
advanced
know.
that they can't that it will pass the scanner test, and then he's going to do that transfer of consciousness thing that maybe Jack can do, and he's
Uh,
going to like basically go to Frontier Day and just blow everything to shit.
I
But
don't
like,
know, because if they could do that, they would have done it already. I mean,
true.
initially I thought, and that they wouldn't want Jack. They wouldn't want Jack so
No,
much.
that's true. Yeah,
So I was thinking that well, I mean, when they first heard that they'd nicked his body, um, like I thought, well, yeah, they're probably just going to use him as a doppelganger, use him as an imprint, and then go and do whatever. But now they've nicked his parietal lobe. I don't know if they're going to make, they figure it out. They figure out what. But I don't think it's about that. I think it's about, well, the
no, I don't
parietal
know.
lobe, yeah. But I think whatever the consciousness is, it's in Jack and it's not in Picard. And I don't know if you
Yeah,
can actually keep a consciousness alive in a dead corpse. Do you know what I mean?
no,
Jack's got it because he's alive, and it's been in there since he was born or whatever. And, you know, Picard's lost it now because he's positronic. So the dead body, I wouldn't have thought...
No, yeah, you're right. Even if, like, the mind meld thing, it wouldn't work. It would be dead.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if he had this thing... Oh, fuck knows. I've
I don't
absolutely
know.
no idea.
Yeah,
I
don't know. It'd be interesting to find out.
But like, they've got a lot to cover. I mean, you know, at this point, I don't think my theory about the Borg being part of this are a part of it, because if they just turn up at the end, haha, we're in league with them.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, because I'm thinking they're going to turn up as the cavalry and help.
Yes, exactly.
Help Starfleet.
That's what I was thinking this morning. They're going to turn up in the last episode, just save the day at the last minute.
The only thing I've got to say against that is that I don't think Borg can nanoprobe liquids.
No, they would have no interest in assimilating them because they can't do it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's why I thought they would maybe just form an alliance with them. But, I don't think
that obviously hasn't happened. Aren't they? Please make the Borg bad again.
Yeah, so they're going to
get a T-shirt with that on it.
I still think they should have taken his corpse, Picard's corpse, reanimated Locutus of Borg and given him in charge of the Borg. That would be brilliant.
That would have been interesting. Yeah. So many options. Yeah,
that'd be great. But I can't see them doing that now. Not at the end. I mean, this is the final series.
Yeah, we've got last 2 episodes. So, I do hope that Prime bung them some more money to do another one, as long as they keep the same people on the team. Forget about that.
I think they'll have to.
Kurtzman guy.
Yeah, I think they're going to.
Send him off on holidays.
They'll have to renegotiate because I think if they carry on doing like this, everyone's going to.
It's great. It's
been universally loved. Everyone loves it.
This episode was great. Normally I can pick a hole in anything, but yeah.
No, they were all good. All the characters.
Everyone was great. All acted well. Yeah, everyone was good. Yeah, it was great. It was exciting.
Swearing, people dying as well.
You know what's going to happen. It's great.
Quite often people don't die in Star Trek either, do they? They get stunned and stuff. But she's murdering people and listening to it and enjoying it.
Yeah. I think she's dead now, though. I think she's dead.
Which is a shame. I would like to see more of her.
Well, I don't know. I mean, she's only a face. I mean, if she's got in contact with the link, someone else could be here later on.
Also, again, it's like it's back to Star Trek, and I wondered if that's like Jonathan Frakes' influence, because they've totally let him on board. He knows how to direct the shows, he knows how to direct the movies, and they've gone. I think it's this Metalis guy. I think he.
And also this writer Matt Akamura, he's done a last couple of episodes I've seen. His name's been on it as a writer. Do you know they've got 10 executive producers? Is that normal?
I think they just do that now just to sort of bump people's money up, because you get a pay rise just by having your name there.
You'd be fighting over work, wouldn't you?
I don't think they do a lot.
No,
I don't think so.
10 of them.
They make phone calls. I think it's what they do. They make phone calls and go, "Do you want to do this? Yeah, there's money in it. Okay.
Yeah, I'll heat the towels up. Yeah, I'll heat
the towels.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think that's
I'll get a coffee.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know what they do, but you see that in quite a lot. You see that in quite a lot of shows now. Do you know what I mean? You see you always see actors down as executive producers.
Jean-Luc Picard's on there. What's his face?
Again, last episode and this episode, Picard is definitely a back seat. He hasn't really done a lot in this episode.
I don't mind that though.
No, I don't. It's obviously he just looks tireder and tireder. He did look sort of frail in this one. He's 82 in real life. He's supposed to be 100 and he's positive.
He's making a contribution. He's there.
Oh yeah, of course he is. The whole thing's about him, isn't it? Really, he's the centre of the whole thing. But it was. But yeah, all the other characters fleshed out. They're all doing their own thing and evolving as stuff. It's still Star Trek more than any other Star Trek series we've had for a long time. I'm really, really enjoying it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So we'll see you next week then. We'll do episode 9.
Yeah.
Cheers then.
Bye.